I am an artist, and people usually ask, what kind of art? Do you draw, paint, sculpt? What do you do? I am from Trinidad and Tobago. It's the most southerly of all the islands in the Caribbean. It was once called Airi, or the land of the hummingbird, by the indigenous people. On a clear day, you can see Venezuela in the distance. My work is based on a reciprocal dialogue between the traditions of the Trinidad Carnival and contemporary art, a practice where people make the work come alive. This tradition is an amalgam of history, tradition, celebration, joy, sweat, and love of once enslaved Africans and others like the French, the Spanish, Dutch, and many who came after. Not long ago, I found out a very close friend of mine passed away. He truly embodied the spirit of the Trinidad Carnival, the way he walked, the way he spoke. He was in character 365 days a year. In Trinidad, they would call me a mass man, a designer and producer of carnival costumes. I did not have the traditional art school training. I went to technical school, I did graphic design. I didn't even plan on getting into carnival. But as chance would have it, I found myself in a mass camp. And a mass camp is a place where carnival costumes are designed and produced. But there's much more than that. It's a lab, school, hangout spot. It's a place in the community where people could find and be the best of themselves. My practice is based on this concept. Not trying to recreate carnival, but using the process to engage, connect, and bring people together that wouldn't necessarily work together. 3 years ago, I started a project here. I didn't plan on it from being 3 years. But to tell the story of a place takes much longer than that. And every year I ask myself the same question. Why do you do this? But the procession has a mind of its own. And in the middle of all of that, usually it's something very small that reminds me why I do what I do. And when I see individuals and the community come together to do something great together, this is uplifting, inspiring, and most of all, rewarding. When people think about carnival, they think celebration, fun. But it is much more than that. The carnival is a way communities poke fun, jeer, revolt, resist. It's a way for them to be critical, their voices and others across the diaspora heard. Likewise, community is not just people, but ideas. It's traditions, values. Everyone doesn't have to be friends. Everyone doesn't have to get along. But participating in the process gives one a sense of belonging, support, and respect. The whole process usually ends with a procession, a sort of reward at the end of months of hard, tedious work. But the procession and the process doesn't end there. What is truly important are the connections that are made during the journey. Once realized, they never die. And those connections becomes the seed for future connections and hope for those involved in the journey. The Carnival is a living art, and I'm constantly reminded that in the middle of all that is happening, the way it offers a space to everyone to be free and express themselves. For just a short, intense moment, be able to take all that potential and create something great, something we can hold true to ourselves. It's not a solution for the problems of the world, but it offers a small window where we can freely just breathe a sigh of relief. And for many, that's a lot. Thank you.